Hey, welcome to the Squads tab, everyone. I know when we are getting into the overview, we're going to be breaking down a lot of stuff. The Squads tab is very, very important. A lot of people ask me all the time, how do I increase my power level? Your power level is directly tied into your survivor squads. When you're looking at this page, I know it can be a little bit daunting. There's 3 tabs within one. Let me make it really easy for you. Defender squads and expedition are extremely late game, so you literally just cross these right off. These do not matter. Bonuses is an extremely late game idea and concept that you have to work really hard at the end of the game. So right now at the beginning, just cross that off. That doesn't even matter. So when it comes to the squads tab, all we have to do is look right here at the survivor squads, which is literally the most important part of this page and is directly tied into your power level. So we're going to be looking at the Fort stats, which increase your power level. Fort stands for Fortitude, Offense, Resistance, Tech. So you're going to notice these finalized numbers right here, right? So if you click this, it's going to pull up an additional page with all of these slots that are available. I know it can get a little bit overwhelming at first. Let me break it down for you. Fort is what we're looking at. F-O-R-T. It just repeats itself twice. Fortitude, Offense, Resistance, and Tech. We're going to click on the first one to make it easy. Fortitude increases your health and regen rate by 1%. Offense increases your ranged and melee by 1%. Resistance is your shield and shield regen. And then Tech is, of course, your trap damage, ability damage, gadget damage, and your healing done by 1%. So the game gives you the ability to increase all of these stats. How do you do that? Okay, you see all of these numbers over here? All of these numbers add up to these finalized numbers right here. Each squad has their own. Fortitude, like we just said, Fortitude increases health and health regen rate by 1% per point. So you see all these points? Each one of those points is 1%. So you have a very large percentage of stats that you can get on your character, on your account, by doing these squads. Here's how to do the squads properly. All right, do you see F-O-R-T? You'll notice all these logos right here. Let's go back in here. So let's say, for example, EMT squad has the EMT logo right there. When you have your lead that has the same logo in the bottom right, that's how you know they match. When you put this character right here, which has the same menu as you saw before, nothing new, change, upgrade, favorite, find. You know what I mean? So when you change it out and you put whatever you need in that slot over there and you link it up, you will get the check mark right there. That check mark gives you additional percentage right there that boosts it. That's going to be the most important part of each one of your individual squads is your leader. Matching that leader to the party. Of course, you can click this character, you can go in there, you can see that it's a doctor, you can read that. When you put it in there, it will give you the check mark. From that point, when you match the leader up, what you need to do is you need to match up the entire squad eventually, when you have the ability to, with the personality. So you'll see the most important part is the leader. That's why it's the first one. And then you need to match the personality to the leader, just like any group you would want in real life. You want the personalities to match. That way there's not a conflict of interest. So you'll notice that each one right there has the exact same. That's how you get the most bonus. You see how it's green right there? If I were to change that out and put someone in who doesn't, it would go down. So that's why you want to have the most important one right there. I play
teamwork.
When you do it right, it gives you a nice little confirmation, a nice little attaboy. So your goal is to do that with every single party. When you do that, you're going to level up each one of your survivors. You're going to level up the leaders. As you level them up, you're going to increase your power level. Is there a priority that you should focus when it comes to your stats? A general consensus is always level up your offense first, then your tech, and then it really comes down to preference. I go offensive, tech, resistance, fortitude. The reason I do resistance before fortitude is because your resistance is directly tied into your shield. So when you take damage, your shield will regen when you get out of damage for a little bit of time. You have to heal yourself to get more health. So the bigger my shield, the bigger that pool is that auto regens for me. That way I don't have to either use a gadget or I don't have to use, let's say, a trap that uses healing. We'll get more into that later on when we dive deeper into the armory. As far as squads go, we touched on everything. We touched on the survivors. We touched on the defenders. We touched on the expeditions. Defenders, never put anything in there. Once again, unless you're soloing SSDs, which if you need help with an SSD, just come over to twitch.tv/LionInThePride. I guarantee either myself or someone in the chat will come over there and do work on your SSD for you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Come check out live. Remember, don't mess with expeditions till you're in late game. Don't mess with defenders ever. Your end game bonuses right here, you're not going to need to worry about that at all in the early game. As far as your fort stats go, that's what's directly tied into your power level. Always try to focus offense first, then tech, then resistance, then fortitude. If you're getting one shot by laser beam eyes a lot, go ahead and switch that over to offense, tech, fortitude, then resistance. It's really preference at that point. So once again, if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. Until then, let's go ahead and hop right over to the armory tab and let's start that bad boy up.